on my hair. It was terrible.
That's why I wear a hat. Question, is that going to work?
I'm literally going to pop it in now. I'm switching it out because I didn't realise they have speakers in them. And, in a very unusual twist, they have speakers in them. You can't turn the volume down. That's what was going on back there.
That was really annoying.
It was so annoying.
Really annoying. That's alright. I hate listening to myself at the best of times.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to listen to myself twice.
Oh, no. And I'm like, alright, that's fine. There'll be a volume thing somewhere. In the end, I had to grab this 35mm and plug it in there just to trick it that there's headphones. Hi.
So what charge for this one?
Just pop up here. Nice. Strap in the fruit bag. Thank you. Oh, cheers, man. Thank you very much for going out there. Well, should we try to have a break? Go to the bathroom. Do you think? I wonder. Okay. Let's get you a monitor. Sorry.
No, that's alright. I can write my stuff out. Oh, sorry.
Trying to bump into you, trying to make cause as much hassle as possible.
Kelly.
Hello.
Hello. Lovely to see you.
Welcome to the party.
Oh, thank you.
You, just, Everyone has got to have a different chord, doesn't it?
That game turned into a bit of a nothing.
Look, it was always going to, but Queensland
They hit the ball well.
were very good.
Yeah.
I mean, you're very good against average people playing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think Dorman just got shown up for exactly where she's at. Seeing her in this format shows that she's not standard anymore. She's just not.
Yeah, they were hitting her round.
She's not, and they didn't hit her. There was one error. There was one ball that maybe should have been caught by Kira Jansen.
I saw a bit of a fielding one by Emma.
But that wasn't they hit Bronwyn.
Yeah.
They really did. If she's thinking of trying to make the Australian team as a pitcher, she needs
to do better.
She needs another foot. How are you? I'm closing this because Eric had this like open, and I'm like,
It's freezing, man.
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Seriously. So we're closing this.
Yep.
We're going to close that. This
Yep.
is yours.
Amazing.
They're all yours.
Amazing.
I was testing out the colour.
I went looking and I went, I've already moved all of my stuff out of the desk, so I don't have any colours to use.
I've got plenty. I'm debating how I do it because I was
And
writing
the same thing, I was like, I need a clipboard. I was like, nah, don't have one of them, don't know where they are.
Well, I'm going hit, run, RBI, stolen base, something else. I have all of these.
winners for this contest. At home plate, Lillian King. At first, Alicia Jury. And at third, Jasmine Thompson. Your scorers are Jenny and Kim, and David's on scoreboard. Your starting lineup for Western Australia. Batting first, Elodie O'Sullivan. Batting second, Caitlin Einon. Batting third, Leah Cornish. Batting fourth, Chloe Atkinson. Batting fifth, Megan Haggart. Batting sixth, Aislinn Morris. Batting seventh, Bianca Ramsey. Batting eighth, Peyton Newman. And batting ninth, Isabella Clark. The starting pitcher is Brianna Burke. And your manager for Western Australia is Kurt Russell. Now your starting lineup for Victoria. Batting first, Abby Kelly. Batting second, Ilara Kuwamoto. Batting third, Lily Hanover.
G'day and welcome to Melbourne Ballpark here in the western suburbs, Altona to be exact. It is the 2026 Australian Women's Baseball Championships, and today, well, we have seen them battle 6 times in the championship game. It is WA as we see the black and gold head out onto the field. WA versus hometown heroes Victoria. Hello and welcome. I'm Amy McCann, and sitting alongside me, she was my Emeralds teammate, Victoria teammate, Doncaster teammate. She switched over to the evil blue of New South Wales for a while there. But Amy Cannington, you've nearly done it all. You've done it all at this level. Won 2 national titles with 2 different states. Day 1, game 2. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I mean, I'm a little upset. I forgot my glasses at home, so I'm going to have a headache by the end of the day. But that's okay. I'll
gives us a great excuse now if you make a mistake.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I can see fine. I'm just going to have a headache, so I'm a bit annoyed. But you know what? My first thought right now is, how good does WA's uniform look?
Those pants,
love it. Those pants are crisp. And those shirts look phenomenal.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of them going back to the old school. Back in my day, this is what WA was. They were the black and red of the heat for a while, but this is what I love. I love the gold. I love WA versus Victoria on the opening day. Amy, double headers, they're always brutal, but WA has a double header today. They have the split double header, which is the added disadvantage. They've got to get out of the dugout, which is so annoying. When Victoria has a back-to-back, they don't have to get out of the dugout. But throw on top of it, it's day 1, and you have to face Victoria, and then tonight you're playing New South Wales. I mean, did they pull the short straw?
Look, they may have, especially seeing as it is about 3 degrees out there in Melbourne.
It's warmed up, has it?
Yeah, it has. Nice. It has. No, it's approximately 17 degrees, and that's as warm as we're going to get for the day. But I think it's going to be a hard day for them. But we know that they're gritty players, and they'll come out and give it their all.
They will, and we are just about to get started. We have WA, they are in the field. That is Briar Burke pitching to Aislinn Morris, and stepping into the plate is someone that everyone in women's baseball in this country and the world knows very well, Abby Kelly. That first pitch is high. We will take you around the diamond actually today for WA in their gold and their crisp white. Burke to Morris. We've got Peyton Newman over at first base. Bella Clark at second. Leah Cornish. We are going to be talking about her every opportunity we get. She is back. The last time she was on this diamond, they won the national title in 2023. And that takes the count there. Nice outside pitch. It is 2-1. We have the GOAT, Caitlin Einon at shortstop, and another returning player, Elodie O'Sullivan, an emerald in left, an emerald in centre, Megan Haggart, and Bianca Ramsey Switching the red and the yellow to the black and the yellow.
She did tell us last year on the Women's Inside Pitch podcast in our preparations for Nationals that she wasn't a fan of the bright red, and she's gone that next step further. She's actually left. She's moved. She went, I like gold better, and I'm going to WA.
So that's a big commitment to your colour. Well, that's a nice inside pitch there from Briar Burke, who was one of the, I think we spoke about her in the podcast, and she was talked up a lot by our WA guests, Grace Spano and Megan Haggett. I think an unsung hero. Last year was very tidy on the hill. And Abby Kelly, she drives that ball into centre field, and that's over the head of Megan Haggett. Abby Kelly, and she's off to the races into second base. And there is Victoria's first hit of the 2026 National Championships, a double. Oh, and she goes wild there at second base with that Sally, Amy Cannington. That's a start for the hometown hero and the Abby Kelly fan club.
Really, look, the Abby Kelly fan club is always quite loud here out at Altona, but what a shot that was. It was a really patient at-bat, a really good lead-off at-bat for your first at-bat of the tournament. Waited, got her pitch, and hit it really well.
Now we see Kira Kumoto, who literally on the eve of the championships last year was a late call-in due to an injury. And I think she was possibly Victoria's MVP last year. Absolutely amazing. And I think I am absolutely loving her pant game. Winning the pant game right now. Kira Kumoto, absolutely fantastic with the bat and in the field last year. So solid lineup. We will take you through it as they come up, as we see Abby Kelly on second base. Briar Burke last year, Amy, she was very solid, 6 innings across the week. They shared a lot of their pitching between, I think, Ava Tyson, Megan Haggett, Caitlin Iron, and obviously Caitlin got the golden arm. But Briar Burke, an ERA of 2.33 in 6 innings in the Nationals is pretty tidy.
Absolutely. You know, you need those workhorse players, those pitchers. So we see back pick to second base, not there in time. Trying to get Abby Kelly sleeping there, but she was back.
It's too cold to sleep.
It is. You've got to stay moving, otherwise,
No
you might freeze on the spot. I'm going to play devil's advocate in here and say that I don't like the pant length.
Okay.
Look, she can rock it, especially after how well she played last National. She can rock whatever she likes. But look, you're not going to be seeing me with that.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm wearing it, but you know the first person I've ever heard say you don't like something about Kira Kumoto. She's the most unanimously, internationally loved woman in our game.
Look, it's nothing against her.
It's just her pant choice, but it's working for her today. She gets a very, very good walk there to put runners on first and second. And now this, Amy, we were in the booth a couple of years ago and got to witness what I believe is the best performance at an event at shortstop with the bat, with everything. Lily Kavanagh, the 2024 MVP, is back.
Absolutely. We're really excited to see her. She's, played a bit of diamond sport this year, playing for the Victorian women's softball team at Nationals, and now she's here with us.
Oh, with us? Have you got the Victoria colours on today? Or are you just
I
saying
don't.
With us?
I don't actually. I've got the Aussie Roos orange on today.
You do have bright orange. It's very bright. You're keeping the commentary booth warm actually with that orange. We're glowing in here. No, we're back. She's back for women's baseball, and she goes hacking at that one. Probably going to get pushed foul. Good chase by Peyton Newman. It has dropped. We just had a great game between Queensland and the Roos, and the sun was out. So the sun was out. I kid you not. It's gone away now, and it's gone down a bit, and there was a bit of rain at the start. So I think if I'm targeting this game, you want to get a few runs on the board early and keep yourself out of the field with this intermittent rain that's coming. But as we said, MVP up to bat. No one out. She's got the sliding mitt in the pocket, does Lily Kavanagh. Member of Moorabbin Panthers, also big at the Frankston Tomatoes.
I still can't believe that's a real team.
It's just like the Runaway Bay Dolphins. We think they're all made up. It's a nice take there from Lily Kavanagh. We can see Abby McClellan waiting in. She's in the clean-up position today. Jamie Bastian, Miku Sata, Emi Saki, Jazz Bentley and Nalumi Kamatani round out what we have discussed is an absolutely insane Victorian lineup in 2026. And Lily Kavanagh, she chops this on the ball, on the ground to Caitlin Ryan and flips to Bella Clark. And Lily Kavanagh, she's showing no ill effects of that knee reconstruction that put her out of the game for well over a year, as she gives Bella Clark no chance to turn that double play on.
Absolutely. I mean, a really good play there by Bella Clark to know her runners, because if she had have gone to make that play, they could have had a run scoring. So great play up the middle and a hard hit ball to get an out and keep Victoria from scoring.
This brings up Abby McClellan, who is just coming off the back of a ridiculous season with the bat. For the Footscray Baseball Club, I don't have enough. It looks like I'm reading the digits of pi when I read out her batting stats. She hit just shy of 800 with 7 home runs. Had an on-base percentage of nearly 900. It's one of the most dominating performances I think I've ever seen in women's baseball in 30 years in Victoria, and it's great to see. It's great to see her back. I don't care if it's a World Cup year. I just want to see the best players out here, and right now Briar Perk is pitching to one of the best hitters that I think you and I have ever seen in this game, Amy. And his fences look small when she's up to bat. She shows butt, Lily Kavanagh to second base. So 2 runners in scoring position now. I think umpires are going to be staying warm when they have to keep moving across like that.
Well, they've got quite a few layers on there. They've heard about the Melbourne weather. They're rugged up, ready to go.
Shout out to all those in blue and all female umpiring crew again this year. Well done, Baseball Australia. Just inside there. Ashlyn Morris, she has got the duties behind the dish today. Amy, you and I will no doubt be talking a bit about her. We will get to see her in the elite ranks for the first time. She's actually been overplaying Div 1 NCAA softball for the last few years. So I'm really, really keen. Morgan Doty has been talking her up, and if Totes Dotes talks you up, you must be good. It's outside there. Colin, good patient at bat here. She's not going to chase anything she can't get a bat to.
Absolutely. She's looking to drive this ball, score her team 2 runs to start. So she's not being too aggressive. Briar Burke's throwing a lot of pitches in this inning, and Victoria is taking advantage of that.
That is a nice hack. You can see her face there. Just missed that ball. That had its sights set on the Japanese flag out in left centre. Bit more uniformity in left field today. We can see all the flags going towards the left field foul pole, but there's nothing doing in right field. So I kind of think what Bianca Ramsey's dealing with out there is a little bit different to Elodie in left field.
Look, it's about 3 square kilometres between the two of them as well. So
now the sun is out, so Abby McClellan will hand the bat.
Loads them up for Victoria.
And that is bases loaded, certainly not what you want on your bingo card.
brings
If
to
you're
the
a WA
plate,
fan.
number 1,
Shout out to
Jamie
everyone
Bastian.
tuning in WA. It's a little bit of a Sunday brunch over there. Nice little way to start your Sunday watching the WA side, which Amy brings in 10 players from their 2023 winning side 3 years ago. So bringing back 10 players from a championship side in women's baseball, 3 years is a long time. And that's impressive stuff. We saw what they did that year. I'm going to say they upset the undefeated Victoria in that final, but they're the national champions, and rematch of that game right here now, and Jamie Bastian an opportunity to score Victoria's first run of the 26 championships.
absolutely. We see WA coming in here first and third, sitting inside the diamond to get that out at home plate, and short and second sitting back, ready to get the double play through second base. Look, bases loaded, 1 out. It only takes 1 pitch out from Briar Burke to change this inning around.
Only takes 1 pitch from Jamie Bastian. That was a really good catch from Megan Haggett. But that is enough for Victoria to score their first run of the championship.
Sack
That is a sack
fly,
fly
Scoresby,
for
first
Jamie
run of the
Bastion,
game.
scoring Abby Kelly. Tidy little
Two
catch
away.
there just to make sure they get the out
Victoria,
from
one
Megan
down.
Haggard in centre field. Amy, take me
Yeah,
through
this is a great shot by Jamie Bastion.
Brings
Line
to the
drive
plates.
into centre.
Number 39.
That sat true. It didn't. It's not
Miku
really tailing away, but
Siata.
Megan did a really good job of it getting to there and making a good throw in. Good base running by Abby Kelly. Got to tag up on that and score. So that's 1 run to Victoria, 2 out for WA.
those ones sometimes as a you know what it's like. You've been on third base plenty of times. As a fielder, sometimes you can go, oh, that's a shot, and you don't tag up. You sometimes get caught being a spectator and also being a hard shot. You have less time to tag up and go. But that is Abby Kelly. Abby Kelly has one of the best resumes this game's ever seen, and she did not make a mistake on that one. This brings up Miku Sata. Miku, one of Abby Kelly's teammates this season at the Essendon Baseball Club. She skies this one into right field, and that is a 2 out fly ball.
Flies out. That ends the inning. Victoria placed
With the
one.
force out at second base there earlier in the inning, and then that sacrifice from Jamie Baston. That is the 3rd out, but Victoria, they have importantly taken a few pitches out of Briar Burke's arm in that first inning. They've had a few at-bats, and they have 1 run on the board. So if you're their hometown fans, and there's a lot of them here in the ballpark, there are a lot of rugs and beanies I can see. You are pretty excited if you're a Dark Blue fan.
Absolutely, that's a great start by the Victorian hitters. They were patient, they knew their zone, they knew what they wanted to do. What we've seen, I think those balls are holding up in the air out in the outfield there. So, I mean, as an outfielder, you know you've got that little bit extra time to get under the ball to make the outs. But we know here in Altona, if that ball gets past you on the ground in the outfield, as we saw from Abby Kelly's hit, that's going to the warning track. That's running all the way to the fence. So, base runners, no. Ball gets past the outfielder, you're getting on your horse and you're going.
You are. And talking about going on the hill today, well, if you've watched women's baseball in the last few years, you know this name, Ali Bebere. She is a dual Golden Arm winner at this event. She's a national champion with Victoria. She's a big time player. She's a WPBL draftee. Went over to the Nationals ballpark, and this is Victoria showing WA. You know what? This is our ballpark. This is our. We're going to share this field this week. But you know what? We're going to give you our best.
Absolutely, and that's what you have to do in the first game. You're not coming out. You're coming out with your best starting 9. So this is what we're seeing here from Victoria, their best starting 9.
Leading off, she's returning. She's an Emerald. She is a dual national champion with 2 states. She's
Leading
like
off
you, Amy.
for
She's
WA,
Jersey.
number
She's an
9,
O'Sullivan.
Elodie
Elodie
O'Sullivan.
O'Sullivan. She's now living in Perth. She's won a title with New South Wales, and she wants another with WA. So good to see her back. The story for me, these Nationals, is the ins for both these teams. Like, that's the outfits that they had last year, nothing compared to what they have this year. As Elodie, she grounds that to Abby Kelly, fires across the diamond. Abby McClellan with a nice little stretch there.
1 away.
1 away. This brings up Caitlin Einan. I
Brings
think
to the plate. Number 23. Caitlin
Victoria
Einan.
and WA both changed over half their lineup, and they haven't just changed it over. They have brought in Emeralds, WPBL signings, award winners. I mean, this is... WA got Victoria in this game last year by a couple of runs, but these are 2 different outfits this year.
They really are, and it's exciting because there are some seriously great players. I'm actually just looking around the grandstand here and wondering, where's the New South Wales coaches? Because if I was a New South Wales coach right now, I'd be here. I would be here watching. I'd be here going, what's happening? Maybe they're just listening to our dulcet tones.
Maybe they are. Look, I mean, it's not silly of them to be staying at the hotel and staying out the cold, but you want to be here. You want to see, as we all know, the crack of the bat, see how they're playing in the field. And yeah, look, New South Wales, they're defending champions, but I think everyone was looking at the lineups of both Victoria and WA, just going, how did you just squeeze that much talent into both teams this year? Like, it's just amazing. And Caitlin Inan, look, just an absolute superstar. Dual winner last year of awards. Facing two of the best. Two emeralds going at each other. Caitlin, one of our signees. She's heading over to the WPBL in August. That is just a bit high. That's a great at-bat from Caitlin Inan. Also
brings up number 3.
going at it, but not going at it too hard there from Ali Bebre, which brings up, I've been waiting for her to come back, Leah Cornish. She's still only a teenager, and we remember what she did 3 years ago as a 16-year-old. Golden bat, just what she can do. Oh, and that's, I have to see this on the replay there. To look and see if that was a delayed steal or she decided to go on the pick, on the back pick.
Yeah, she did. She decided to go on the back pitch. She was stuck in no man's land, and there was no chance of her getting back, so she went forward, and just thankfully for Caitlin, that ball was fumbled and a little bit off target. Otherwise, that could have been a really bang-bang play there up at second base.
And that is a big hack for her first swing back in the game, Leah Cornish. Yeah, sometimes with those, when you get misfooted, however you want to call it, you've just got to commit. You've just got to go. So now, runner in scoring opportunity with one out for WA after Victoria. They put one in the top of the first. That's another big hack. Leah Cornish, she's getting their money's worth today.
She's just trying to stay warm. These WA players, they're freezing. She's going, I'm swinging as hard as I can to keep warm.
Nice from Leah. You can see Nalumi dancing over at second base. Just seeing if Ali wanted to pick her off there. Leah Cornish just calling time. She had enough of that. Just getting distracted by Nalumi's moves at second base.
Look, that's only so long that you can wait.
Oof. It is a nice pitch from Ali. Evens it up at 2-2.
That was a really nice pitch. As you said in Caitlin Inan's at bat, she wasn't missing by much. She was not missing by much, and that again did not miss by much. So Ali is in and around the zone, staying fine, but you need to balance that fine with making them swing.
And she swings again, and she swings through it 3 times. Woo! I love every bit of that from Leah Cornish. But if you're a Victorian fan, if you're Ali Bebre, Amy, you have been on this hill at every level of this game. What does that do for Ali Bebre to strike out one of the best hitters in the game?
Look, when it's the bottom of the first, you've got a runner in scoring position, you're only up by 1, you've got such a good hitter, and you just take a slight breath. You take a second, you take that slight breath, and you go, okay, let's reset. But you can't go, yeah, cool, we've won this. Because now, Chloe Atkinson is in blocks. We saw her go yard last year on this very field. And so she's taken that deep breath, and now she's like, right, back in, zone back in.
You can't rest with this side like you and I. Oh, another big hack there. The WA girls, they are looking at that train track in left field.
Yeah, I reckon that one was going for the Canadian flag out there in left field.
I think you're right. But as we were writing this lineup, we were just like, oh my God, you get through O'Sullivan, Inan, Cornish, you've got someone who hit over 600 last year. Got the golden bat, and that is why. That is a shot into centre field. Lily Kavanagh with the throw, but he's offline. Caitlin Inan will score, and Chloe Atkinson, her first RBI, and WA's first run of the 2026 Nationals. It's We're tied again. 1-1.
What a shot that was by
Which brings to
Atkinson.
the
She
plate
took that
number 2,
skying
Hagar.
swing earlier in the at-bat, and she obviously just took a second and went, okay, well, that one was for me, now one for the team. So she lined that into centre field, and Lily Kavanagh, great arm, great athlete, not fast enough for the speed of Caitlin Einan.
And that's nothing against Lily Kavanagh. She's an elite international standard centre fielder. That was a great shot. And Caitlin Einan, she can run. And we talk about getting through O'Sullivan, Einan, Cornish, Atkinson, and then Haggett. Haggett hit nearly 500 last year. It's like, where does this lineup stop?
Just another lazy emerald in the batter's box.
Atkinson, sure, she had a good jump, and Haggett fouls that back. So Chloe will have to go back. There are 2 out here, and I kind of feel like with this lineup, it's almost like the Dodgers. We all just were, jaws were on the ground when we started to see all these lineups be announced by the states this year. And I think we all just looked at WA and went, wow, I can't wait to see who's batting 9. Like, the challenge now is for every state, they're going to need pitching to curtail this WA lineup.
Another good long hold there by Ali. I was actually watching her waiting to talk, and then I was like, no, not yet.
Yeah,
and then Haggett did the right thing and called time. I went, no, this is on my time, not yours.
We have the net in front of us, and I saw the net move. I thought she'd balked, but that's a shot to the left from Megan Haggett. Chloe Atkinson, she'll just trot it in to second base. As we said, they are a stacked lineup, and they are showing it here today. Megan Haggett with a single to left to bring up Ashlyn Morris. Ashlyn Morris returns to the National Championships after a few years off. She's just been over at Ball State University, where she's had 4 years of NCAA, but she's actually part of the Youth Nationals winning outfit. The only state WA team that has actually won a Youth Nationals. They only have one to their name, and she's one of those members. So she is back. See her behind the dish. So
yeah, so exciting to see, this calibre of player returning to our game.
Throw a little bit off target there. That was a great move by Kamatani at second base. I think that was over the bag. I think we might be heading to the commercial break, Amy.
I love seeing, we saw a couple of back picks in the last game, and we've already seen a couple in this game and a couple of pick-off attempts, and it just shows that versatility that the pitchers and the infielders have to be keeping these runners honest.
Sends that into the car park. Amy, where did you park? Or you park anywhere near that?
I'm actually behind the Korean flag on the right field home run fence. That's how far away I had to park. The car park was full.
Wow.
Legitimately full. I did about 2 laps and there was not a single spot. So yeah, I'm behind the home run fence.
Oh, and that is Sky. This could be trouble. It's in foul territory. Emi Saki, she's getting underneath that, and that is why she is off to the WPBL. Emi Saki, great bit of fielding there to end the threat of the WA lineup. But not before a shot by Chloe Atkinson to score Caitlin Einan. It is 1-1 in the end of the first inning here. WA Victoria will be back after this short break.
Let's see how you do.
tuning in from Perth live. Maybe send some messages. I know we had a good lunch over there. Might be at the beach, might be a little bit warm afternoon. Then we are here at Altona in Melbourne. But the sun is shining and is making the gold of the WA tops sing even louder. I'm loving it. I'm Amy McCann. Next to me, another Amy, another Emerald, another baseball tragic. Amy Cannington. It is 1-all. Victoria WA. How's this for the second game of the National Championships?
Yeah, look, if you turned around and told me that this was, like a prelim final, I would agree with you. I'd be like, yep, okay, awesome. But, as you said, this is the second game, and both teams are coming out putting their best foot forward to start this tournament.
Well, you know what? When we think Los Angeles, we think Japanese, we think Shohei. But you know what I think? Emi Saki. Emi Saki, she has been selected by Los Angeles in the WPBL draft. She is a signee with Los Angeles, and she's someone who I can't wait for everyone to get to know. If you don't know who she has got some serious talent, and one of the multiple injections for Victoria this year. Emi Saki had a great season over at the Footscray Baseball Club this year. We will see her on the hill. No doubt see her at shortstop, third base.
Yeah, look, I haven't really seen her play. Having a 10-month-old at home, I didn't get out to many baseball games this summer, but I've heard lots about her, and I'm excited to be able to be here and be part of this Nationals.
Champion, just absolute top chick too. I think she speaks better English than I do.
We're Australian. We don't speak English. We speak Australian.
This is true, but
as I say that in a very Australian accent.
You do. And that brings up Jazz Bentley. Emi Saki, she has drawn that walk. So one thing WA doesn't want to do is lead out the bottom half of this lineup and get back to the top. And Jazz Bentley and Alumi Kamatani, number 8 and 9, and Emi with a nice lead over at first base. That is a nice lead, but Peyton not holding her on. See if she takes that same lead again.
I thought she was going to go.
So did I. I was waiting. So much to watch. Jazz Bentley takes that pitch, 0-1. You can see Jared Rogers, third base coach, putting on some signals down there.
Again, just to stay warm. He doesn't have a lot to do over there sometimes, so, just put on some signals, keep warm.
Good eye by Jazz. Just dropped out of the zone, I think, at the last minute there.
Emmy is halfway to second base by the time she's taken her secondary lead. She may as well just fall over and get there.
Well, this is a good... we talk about the delayed steal, which is not a huge play, and I think it should be. Delayed steal is something which I just think should be done so much more than it is in women's baseball. And as you said, she's already halfway there. But Ashlyn Morris says, nope.
But she's back with ease as well. So, she's making it look way too easy over there.
I tell you, when she was at the trials, I helped out with the trials, and she rocked out into centre field, and every ball, and I was trying to hit and to get the machine to make her run, and that's how she does everything, just with ease. She's just a thing of beauty to watch. And that's inside. Jazzy Bentley, this is a good little at bat. The 3-1 count for the number 31.
In honour of yourself.
She does wear my number. I'm very proud that she wears that. It's not my number. It's just a couple of numbers. My number's sitting in a cupboard at home. It's folded up. That is her number now. And that is a walk for the 31. So runners on first and second, none out. So just after WA, even the ledger with a run in the bottom.
See some action down in the bullpen there, as you would expect after back-to-back walks to start just the second inning. Coach Morgan Doty out there controlling her outfield. She knows the plays. She knows where they're hitting, especially having been a not too or a recent Victorian baseball player herself.
We're allowed to acknowledge it. We're not allowed to claim it. Claim her.
Well, I didn't claim her. I was saying
No,
she was playing, yes.
That was a public service announcement for myself because I know the WA, you can't claim it. I'm not trying to claim her. We
share.
We do share Totes Dotes. She is a superstar. Lumi Kamatani, she comes around, shows bunt, and that is a fantastic play. Peyton Newman there. Not sure if she's heard a call. She's made the call herself, but Amy, the play, not at third base in this situation.
No, definitely not. You've got a fast runner at third base. That ball didn't come off the bat hard, so that was probably not the best call over there. Good thing Leah Cornish was back at the base, but that little mental error, I'm going to call it, means that Victoria are now none out with bases loaded, and Abby Kelly back up to bat.
And that is what happens when you give Victoria an inch, they take a mile. Abby Kelly, she has come out to play. That is Abby Kelly's second hit.
Another run.
She's got an RBI, she's got a run, she's got 2 hits, and we're only in the top of the second, Amy Pennington.
Absolutely, and if I was a WA coach right now, or if I was Ashley Morris, I'd be calling time. Let's go talk to Briar Burke. She came back into the zone, absolutely she has, but the momentum of this game is very quickly shifting, and they need to just stop, take a moment, regroup.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. Well, I'm not saying that's why she did it, but how quickly Kiramoto gets in the batter's box. It doesn't give the catcher an opportunity to call time. It does. Like, she could just call time and go out and talk to her. But, yeah, you need to stop. You need to slow the game down because I feel right now the game is now starting to speed up on WA, and it's very, very hard to slow a game down when that happens.
And that's one of the things as a catcher that you need to be on top of. That is, we say that catchers are the person who receives the ball, but they're also in charge of the whole game. So they're in charge of their pitcher, they're in charge of their field, and they need to pick up on those nuances of the game.
Very, very solid at-bat to get a walk in her previous at-bat, Kira Kuwamoto, and she's doing exactly the same here. She's 3-0. She knows that there are none out. Bry's been around the zone. Kira is a very experienced batter that will be batting off, 2.8 strikes, is she?
I would say so. I was saying that she's looking for that right field line. She draws herself a walk, which scores Jazz Bentley from third base.
So very, very quickly with out and out, Victoria. They have plated 2, and that will do it for Bri Burke as we see there will be a pitching change here for the WA side. This looks like baptism of fire for Madison White. Madison White, Amy, you and I know her well. She's a catcher. She played a bit of third base. She is straight out of youth. She's my straight out of youth class pick for WA this year. And here you go. Here you go, kid. Take the ball in the second inning against Victoria with the bases loaded. I mean, you got to start somewhere, don't you?
Look, you really do. And it's, for her, she just needs to throw strikes, let her field do some work. And look at that live arm. Like, I love the live arms that we're getting out of the juniors. I guess we've got a couple of decent ones in the women's as well, but Caitlin Eynon throws the ball all right, doesn't she? Ali Bebre's doing pretty good out there.
Just wait till Leah Cornish gets on the hill.
Yeah, exactly right. But as we've said, sometimes it's good to not necessarily know the situation that you're coming into. Just get up there, throw the ball, don't overthink it, throw strikes, have some fun.
Well, Madison White, she's one of the. There is a crew just coming. Look, there's crews coming out of every state, but the WA girls, they're built different. Madison, she is tough with a U and 2 T's, 2 F's. Sorry, you have 2 T's too. There's a group over there, and when you're talking about Shanae Lett, Gemma Golding, now we're seeing Lily Duckworth. There's Summer Hiscock. There's just so many girls like Bella Clark over at second base. They're strong. And the way they play, Amy and I, we love calling the youth because it's a different brand. They're a different breed, that youth, and I can't wait to see people like Madison White bring it into the elite.
Absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why we're so excited for the South Australia team, because they are so very they're so young, and they've got that enthusiasm and that energy that the youth bring. So it'll be great to see what sort of vibe they're bringing.
And it's funny because there's actually, we talk about what's going through her head right now. Is she going, oh my God, that's Lily Kavanagh. She plays for the Emeralds. She's Lily Kavanagh. She's won MVPs. And she just comes up and fires a fastball that Lily Kavanagh, she was sitting dead red fastball on that. She was a little bit early, and that nearly hit the back practice diamond. Lily would want that back to have waited a little bit longer because that could have been going out towards that Canadian flag out there. Whew.
But credit to Maddie Lyon. She didn't even look at it. Just a foul ball. It's Maddie White, sorry. Maddie White.
Yes, there's about 27 Maddie Whites at this event. So if we do get Maddies, sorry.
Yeah, there's lots of Maddies.
And there's lots of double Ds, double S's. So if we get our Maddies wrong, please just help us out. But yes, Maddie White to Lily Kavanagh. That's just up inside. But there's a lot of these youth girls. It's like a lot of them, yeah, they want to play for the Emeralds and they want to play really good baseball. But there's some of them they just want to play ball. And they kind of know who Lily Kavanagh is, but sometimes there's actually some of them that kind of don't. And then there's some of them like, no, she's just a baller too. And that's what I love about them. I'd be like, absolutely, my heart rate would be about 190, 200 easy if I was Madison White right now. And that is just underneath it, but I think this might be enough. Lily Kavanagh, that is into centre. Megan Haggett takes the catch, but Nalumi Kamatani, she will roll into third base. Ball gets away. Great base running from Abby Kelly. She tags up to third. And Lily Kavanagh, sack fly. Kira Kuramoto, she's into second base, and that is 3 runs this inning, getting away from WA right now, Amy.
Look, a great out. That's what she needed. She needed to come in and get an out, and that's exactly what she did. Those base runners aren't her responsibility. Obviously, she wants to keep them from scoring, but her job is to get outs, and she did just that. A little bit of a miscommunication here going through to that throw to home plate, which caused Abby Kelly to advance. I would be throwing off speed to Abby McClellan as well.
I was just thinking, if I was 16 and I was coming up against Abby McClellan, what am I throwing? Nothing in her wheelhouse.
Especially with the base open. But then you go, Jamie Bastion's behind her. So it's like, just another person who can go and hit the ball hard, which we saw a line drive from her, the last time she came up to bat. So it's hard when you've got just great hitter after great hitter after great hitter in your order that you're facing as a pitcher.
Ooh, Abby. She's such a patient hitter. I've spent some time with the Victorian team at training, and I'm always marvelling at just the way we talk about intent in at-bats, but intent when no one's watching as well. The intent at training, whether it's flipping the cage, whether it's out here hitting live BP. And Abby McClellan, when you stand behind the turtle and watch her bat, she is just every pitch that she has an intent on every single ball she faces. And it's what has made her one of the best power hitters we've ever seen in this game.
I think from a very young age, she was never thrown a fastball, because she would just hit it so far. So she's had to learn that in her game and become not only a hitter, but a really mentally tough and mentally strong hitter, so that she could keep progressing to help her team in all of those ways.
Great at-bat from her. She's happy to take the walk, as you said, to keep the lineup moving over to Jamie Bastion, who sack flied in Abby Kelly in that first inning to score Victoria's first run of the championships. And Jamie Bastion, someone we know very well, Amy, from club ball at Doncaster. I think I coached Jamie from when she was 5. Got a little picture of her as a little 5-year-old. Now she is here nearly 20 years later. Bases loaded. She'll get outside of that one.
Credit to Megan Haggett. She saw Jamie was coming up and just moved her outfield back over. You know, she took that line drive catch from Jamie in the last at bat. So you don't see outfielders sometimes working as hard as they actually do unless you're really focusing on them. You know, it's normally you that's revving up outfielders, Amy, but today it's me.
I'm in the play-by-play role, Amy. I can't have my eyes on everything. I've got 7 different highlighters. I've got everything going here, so I will rely on you for the picking up the outfielders. I appreciate it.
Found my 4 pen, so
you've got your
good to
okay.
go.
You don't have your glasses, but you've got your pen.
Exactly right, and I've got my coffee.
We're a good team here. That's a good swing from Jamie, but foul back. We'll do it all again. No, I said it in our podcast. We had Megan Haggett and Grace Sparno. I can see down in the rugged up in the dugout down there. I think Megan Haggett is international world-class elite centre fielder. And we know that we've seen her catch and we know she can shove on the mound, but I rate her in the outfield. Nice take from Jamie there. Takes the count to 3-1.
This is a big pitch.
I was just about to say, if you're Madison White now, you just need to get it over the plate. You've got to stop thinking about the damage that can be done. You just got to trust your field behind you.
Just a little high, not far from the zone there, but we see Jamie Bastion get herself a walk and score Abby Kelly.
Look, it's very early stages. We did say when we saw the WA outfit, we know how they can hit, but do they have the arms? And it'll be interesting to see as the week goes on how they play and manage from a pitching perspective in this WA lineup.
I've got my keen eyes as always on the bullpen. I see, a bit of movement down there. It's still jumpers on, so nothing happening right this very second. But they're not going to leave Maddie White out there. As you said, this is her first outing.
Appearance.
Yeah, first appearance at the women's level. So they want to make sure that they don't hang her out to dry. And that's not what they want to do anyway. So, she's working hard up there. Off speed's sitting a little high. I just saw before this batter came in, Caitlin Einan just come up and give her a smile and give her a tap on the back and just say, hey, mate, you got this. We've got you. Like, get us the ball and we'll get the outs. So hopefully she can come up and get herself a ground ball here and get WA out of this inning.
Miku Sart, I think they're calling a balk. Yeah, I'm not sure we can get a replay on that, but it looked like I think Miku actually stepped out because I think she may have seen the balk and then the umpire called it. That was my take. I think it was not a lot in that. And Amy, you've obviously pitched it. You pitched at World Cups. You've pitched at club ball, and balks are, as we take this through, Amy.
There you go. Yes, she went to step out of the box, but she hadn't actually called time. So as a hitter, you have to wait for time to be granted before you can step out of the box there. So Maddie White saw the hitter disengaging and thought that time had been called.
So that's a bit rough.
It is. That's hard. I mean,
I think it's a bit harsh.
But, I mean, that is the rule. That she did balk.
Yes,
she did balk. She was going off the hitter, though, where she needs to go off the umpire. And that's probably just that her age coming through
Straight
here.
Out of youth.
Straight out of youth, absolutely. But as a pitcher, you are pitching until you get told to stop by your umpire.
1 and 2 now on Miku. So runners on second and third. And that is a shot past the second baseman. This could be 2 more runs for Victoria. Abby McClellan will cross the plate, but Jared Rogers will hold up Jamie Bastion. Miku Sata, she knocks in Another run for the Victorian side.
The plate for Victoria.
And that is now a 6-1 scoreline. But that's a great piece of back control there, Amy.
Brings to the plate.
Threads the gap between the pitcher and the second baseman out to Megan Haggard. And runners on the corners now, still only one out.
Great throw.
7-1 now, sorry.
Great throw from Megan. And a good base coaching there by Jared Rogers. Because I do think that Jamie would have been thrown out of the plate.
She would have, yes. Emi Saki, as we said before, she's gone from Japan to Canada to Footscray to Altona. And in August, she'll be heading over to Springfield in Illinois for the Women's Professional Baseball League with the Los Angeles side.
So exciting.
I'm very excited because I'm going to be there.
Oh!
I'm going to hang on. I'm over for the Baseball for All Nationals with Legacy, and we will get to watch some World Cup, watch the Emeralds while we're there, and then I'm going to hang on and wait a week or so and catch the first few days of the WPBL, cheer on the Aussies, and yeah, wish that it was around when I was playing. As Miku Sata, she takes off. Throw from Ashla Morris is a bit high.
I thought that was going into centre field, but it just went into the very outstretched arms of Caitlin Inen.
Yes, Caitlin Inen, she covers a bit, almost as much as water covers this earth. So now takes away that force out double play situation for WA, but now again, 2 runners here, Emi Saki. We know her, she's not going to try and do too much, she's going to try and do enough to score at least one run here, and that's a nice pitch on the outside from Madison. But I think going back to Madison and this outing here, obviously not going the way WA or Madison would have dreamt when you make your appearance. We saw earlier today Hannah Elliott, who we've all been hanging to see. She pitched for Queensland. Things didn't go her way, but Amy, how often do things go your way in this game? It's not all the time. It is a hard sport to play as Amy takes that walk to load the bases again. It's a failing game. We question ourselves while we play this at times, but
many times we wonder why we play this game sometimes, because we fail so much. But it's the things that you remember, and it's the things that you when you win in this game, whether it be a pitch, an at-bat, a catch, or the whole game, those are the things that you hold on to, so that and it just hooks you in, makes you want to keep coming back.
And this is the game where Madison White comes out in the hill in 2 days from now, and she'll deal and win the game. And then unfortunately has gone through the spine.
Walks in the 7th run for the inning.
She's a tough chick, Jazzy Bentley. That ball probably needs to be replaced. It might be flat on one side now. And that will be a mercy inning. There are mercy rules here, 7 runs per inning, and also there are mercy rules, 8 runs after 6 and 10 after 5, and looks like Jazzy Bentley, that ball might have ricocheted off her back into her hand. I think it's unfortunately hit it twice.
Oh, that's rough. That is rough.
But no, a lot happened in that inning. But Madison White, fantastic to see her get her first shot in an Elite Women's Championships and on the hill. It's something that she will definitely remember. But Amy, I spoke about it earlier in the first game. This game, you will have the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, and that's why we love it. Making sure that every single time something happens for the good and the bad, that you put one in your left pocket, one in your right pocket. You actually take all of it with you and remember, because that's the important. You need to learn and build and grow in this sport, because I think I'm still playing, and you're going to be playing next summer. You've told me I'm going to make you play. But I think if I had the brain that I have now when I was playing for the Emeralds, I wish. You just never stop learning.
And that isn't that why we love this game so much? Like, yep. I know that we've got we've hopefully got Jason Popfischel in the booth with us tomorrow or sometime this week.
Tomorrow morning, and Eric will be in the booth with him.
And I can't wait to just pick his brain about what are the developments in baseball, because it is always changing. There are always new things for players to learn, new ways to get better, new ways that the game is evolving and changing. And that is why we absolutely continue to love this game, because it just never stops. It's never stagnant.
72, Bianca
have Bianca Ramsey, who's probably going to win the award for the tallest sliding mitt sticking out of a back pocket in baseball history. It's almost touching her bat. Sliding mitt or no sliding mitt, Amy? They weren't a thing when you and I were playing for Emeralds and Victoria or New South Wales. Would you be a sliding mitt person?
I do. I get it. Didn't Bianca Ramsey break some bones in her hand?
Yeah, she did.
So I understand why she's got a pretty thorough sliding mitt there, because she did come to nationals after only just recovering.
Yeah, she actually had to modify the way she held her bat, and she actually went on a tear. And I'm like, I think everyone was going to be like breaking their hands so they could change how they hit, which is not what we condone. But she did. She changed her batting style, and look, Bianca Ramsey. I think we all looked at all the ends for the WA team this year, and then we're like, oh, come on. You get Bianca Ramsey, who hit like 480 or something last year, and she gets underneath. This is over Abby McClellan. It's not over Abby McClellan. Actually, I think Abby McClellan actually did too much to get back on that. Maybe he got caught up in the wind, but she was fleet-footed there, Abby McClellan.
She was, absolutely, yeah. I do think that held up in the air. Abby off the bat was hustling back. We see her here in the right of frame. She saw it. She drop-stepped, went hard, was trying to check it, and then, you see a smile on her face, and she went, no.
I'd be like, I ran too far. The wind is picking up. We can see the net shaking a bit here, but that now brings up Peyton Newman. I mean, I have big props on Peyton over at first base. She's one of the more elite first basemen we've got, and there's a lot. See if she can produce from the 8 hole with Bianca over on first base. She just knobs that on the end, and that's tricky for Kamatani, but she comes up to Abby Kelly. She fires, but the speedy Peyton Newman, just the nubber, I think, of the ball, losing a bit of time there, and Kamatani having to go to a right. That was a great piece of fielding from Kamatani to have to get that bounce, Amy, here.
Absolutely. That she didn't square that up, so Kamatani couldn't charge it, and it's a good thing she didn't, because that went sideways. Not often we see a ball go sideways here at Altona, but it just meant that she had to make sure of that first out at second base. But Peyton Newman was at first by the time the throw came.
Good effort there from Bianca to try and kick some dirt in Abby Kelly's eye, but didn't need to. Peyton up the line. And this is Bella Clark. This is her sophomore year, her second year in the elite ranks. We saw her last year, and she shows bunt.
Not sure if we had a signal miss there. Was that meant to be a steal? Was it meant to be a bunt? What was it? I mean, you're probably not bunting when you're 8-1
I was about
down.
to say. I think it might have been a missed signal.
So maybe it was meant to be a steal. Let's see if Peyton, she's gone on this pitch. And that throws just offline. So she's safe in at second. WA trying to get back as soon as they can on that 7 runs that they let the Victoria scored in that last inning. Yeah,
I think it's such a... I mean, you and I, Amy, we've been in this position multiple times. We've been 8-1 up, we've been 8-1 down. And WA at the moment, there is a lot of baseball to go. They don't have to score 6-7 runs now to tie it. What they need to do is get Peyton Newman out of a double play situation. They have to keep the lineup ticking over, station to station baseball, and just producing out of every spot. They don't need to be scoring 7 runs every inning. We've still got a lot of time.
We do have a lot of time, but we know that those 7 spots can creep up on you too. If you don't go back, as we see Bella Clark hitting the ball over to Abby McClellan, she says, no, Ali, I've got this, put out at first base, which means that we now have 2 out. Peyton Newman's at third base, but we're at the top of the order with Elodie O'Sullivan coming back up to hit.
Elodie O'Sullivan.
Elodie, one of the sister royalties of Australian women's baseball. I have half of a sister royalty in the booth here. The first 2 sisters to play in the Emeralds, not at the same time. Erin Collins in 2012 and Amy Collins sitting to the right of me. Amy Cannington now, and that's Sky to right field. Kumamoto, she's unable to get to it. Her hat comes off. Elodie O'Sullivan chases a first pitch. WA get their second run. Elodie O'Sullivan,
For WA.
Claire O'Sullivan and Elodie O'Sullivan, one of the three sisters.
Brings to the plate.
And Kim and Tammy
23,
McMillan.
Caitlin
I'd like to have
Idol.
played for Australia with my sister, but I just get to watch now Elodie O'Sullivan.
That's an Elodie O'Sullivan special. She loves that side of the field, and she hits really well there. I once pitched to her, and she hit a ball that was, I swear it was at her shoulders, to the home run track at Blacktown. As Caitlin Einen comes up, first pitch, absolutely drives it. It hits the top of the wall. It bounces back. Lily Kavanagh's coming in.
Abby Kelly with a throw to the plate, hesitation. But Caitlin Einen has just, I think she sounded the first rockets of the tournament. An absolute blast. Ali Beberay in her wheelhouse. You can see she gets under and through that. And there is nothing doing there for Jazz Bentley. That ball, I think we need to have a check. That was only about half a metre from going over, and I think there's probably going to be a dent in that wall. That was a shot.
That was, absolutely. That's a pitch that was up in the zone, and Einen went after it. I love it.
As we said, we don't need to score. For WA, you don't need to score 7 runs. You can't score 7 runs with one at bat, but suddenly now they've pegged back 2, and now we're win 5, and Caitlin Einen's at second base, and look who's up to bat, and look who's to come.
Heart of the order here. Leah Cornish is not about these long holds from Ali Beberay.
She's not. Maybe something she picked up from her Emeralds teammate. They were Emeralds teammates in 2023 over in Thunder Bay. Maybe it's something that Leah's picked up. And I mean, Amy, obviously as a hitter, as a catcher, as a pitcher, it's all about upsetting the batter's timing, upsetting the pitcher's timing if you're a batter. Leah Cornish is taking the, I think, leaf out of Samantha Hamilton's book. She was a master at that, upsetting pitchers' timings.
I don't think that you could upset Ali on the hill at all, though. She is as cool as a cucumber up there, and she just takes it as it comes. A fantastic outing for her at the 2023 World Cup. Pitched against some of the biggest teams and did a phenomenal job. And she's just come back here and she's still rolling.
Ali lives for these moments, to face lineups like this and to throw balls like that. Jamie, good piece. Oh, Abby McClellan. These first basemen, we saw some great plays from Jess Sullivan in that earlier game. And that play there, Amy, you've played first base. That is not easy for a first baseman, for Jamie Bastion to come inside and throw across the line and field that ball.
Absolutely. Look, this ball got away from Jamie. Leah Cornish was inside the line there. She comes out later on. But I don't think that Jamie didn't follow through on that throw. She came inside the diamond, which is great, cleared the line to that first base, but she took the throw just a little bit easy. And as a result, Abby McClellan had to come up and make a pretty cracking play there to get that third out.
And not before WA pegged back 2, so we have an 8-3 ball game. It is the end of the second inning. There is a lot of baseball to come in this WA Victoria clash, but we will take a break and be back in a moment.
Here's to generations of fearless, unstoppable.
Hit hard on the ground. From his knees, she is safe.
I can, and I will,
Big game for Monet Davis.
and I am. Here's to the next generation. Find your league. Get in the game.
Welcome back. It's Melbourne Ballpark. It's a somewhat sunny. The sun has been out today.
For 5 seconds.
For 5 seconds, but we're living through the glow of the gold jerseys of the WA side, who on the scoreboard are down 8-3 at the moment. But in terms of baseball names, they're leading, because just hitting the hill, it is Miene Van Splunder. She is in, this is her debut in the WA team. She actually was in the team last year, but she actually broke her finger last year. She could not play, unfortunately. She was diving into a base 6 weeks before the tournament. Oh. And that's what baseball does. It loves to beat you down. But she's back. She's on this side, and she's on the hill. Amy, you have pitched for the Emeralds. You've pitched for Victoria and New South Wales. I know you haven't seen much of Miene Van Splender. We did.
Cheers to generations.
We did commentate her at the Youth Nationals a couple of years ago. But take me through what you see in her pitching style.
Look, she is fast to the plate. She's got quite a short arm action, which can be a good thing, can be a bit harder to control and replicate. So we'll see how she goes with that. But she's obviously been selected as a pitcher in this, so she obviously can hit the zone often. But what happens as a hitter is that pitch comes on you quicker. So even if she's not throwing particularly hard velocity-wise, because of her action, that pitch gets onto you quicker and it seems faster.
Oof. And the Lumi was closer to Miene than she was to Ashlyn at that point, when she come away to bunt. But that will be a walk for Kamatani. So that's a walk to the number 9, which brings us back to Abby Kelly. Double, single, 2 runs, an RBI, and it's the 3rd inning.
Just want to say that's the 10th free base that WA have given out. I've got a lot of BBs on my scorecard here.
We say it all the time, you can't defend against walks, and we saw it in the Roos game. I think the Roos, they gave up 11 or 12 free passes, I think, and that was probably in the 4th inning. And they themselves had 11 or 12 left on base. So you change a quarter of those, it's a totally different ballgame. And Abby Kelly, that is a scorching dive from Caitlin Inen, fires a rocket, but it's over the head of Peyton Newman. There was so much going on there. Abby Kelly, we'll see how that is scored. I think that could go down as a hit. Oh, Amy Cannington, a full stretch dive from Caitlin Inen.
Off the bat, that was a base hit. I went, yep, base hit. Oh, no, there's Caitlin. She's got it. Just didn't quite complete that play, which is...
I think we all wanted... It's so hard when you commentate. You want the 3 hits for Abby Kelly, but you want that play. And Abby Kelly, she takes off. She will be into second base with a hard slide there. But, yeah, I think Caitlin Inen, she is a superstar at shortstop. I think at times she has a third base arm as a shortstop. I think she's made, and look, I played a lot of years at shortstop at club ball, and sometimes you make those plays, and you do it in the outfit as well. You actually make that play, and then you put that extra mayo on the throw because you think you have to, because you've got less time or things like that. A little less of a normal Caitlin Inen throw than that, she probably still would have made the play.
Yeah, look, and I guess that's those things that, as you develop, as you said, in a few more years, Caitlin Inen making that play, she'll know straight away, okay, I don't need to overdo the throw. As Kira Kuwamoto comes up and drives this ball into the left centre alley, we have 1 run scoring. We have a 2nd run coming in. There'll be a play at the plate, and no play was made, but they try and snag Kira going to second base. Unfortunately, not in time.
Whew, I tell you, I feel like I'm calling a youth game at the moment. As we look at this replay, Kira Kuwamoto, absolute shot in the left centre gap. Abby Kelly read that perfectly. She was off to the races. A good effort there from Elodie O'Sullivan, and Megan Haggett comes up, and I think if we watch the replay all the way to the plate, Caitlin Inen with a rocket to home. I wonder if Ashlyn Morris had a shot. Maybe with Amy you've caught, is it a throwaway tag behind her? Maybe she had a chance, or are you just trying to get an out?
Look, I do think that she had a play there at the plate. That was a great throw by Einan. Maybe Morris was a little bit too far ahead of the plate. She didn't think that she didn't quite time it quite well enough. As a catcher, you've got your head on a bit of a swivel there because you've got to make sure you're obviously making the catch, but you need to assess where that runner is in your peripherals to make that play. So, look, we can't call it as Lily Kavanagh comes and hits a ground ball over to Caitlin Einan, who again throws it over the head of Peyton Newman.
Yeah, a little bit getting away from WA this inning now. We talk about in baseball, if there's probably number one thing we want to do is take care of the ball. And I feel now the last couple of plays we've seen, albeit a sensational dive from Caitlin Einan, and WA just need to slow themselves down and go back to taking care of the ball. There's Abby McClellan. Runners on the corners and still none out. I would have been jumping out back into the dugout if that pitch came inside to me. Abby McClellan just lifts the shoulders and says, no thanks.
I'm a little surprised Lily wasn't stealing on that pitch. Maybe that wasn't the call. Doesn't look like she's trying to break up that double play opportunity there.
You see Jared putting the signals down. Yeah, it might be missed signal, might be Victoria wanting to try something, might be, as you said, Mane is quick to the plate, but no, Lily Kavanagh, she's off. There's nothing there for Abby McClellan. Kira Kuamoto stays at third. So second and third, none out. There is already a couple in this inning. It's back to a 7-run lead. As quickly as WA pegged 2 runs back, Victoria has said,
Not on my field.
Dirt there. It's so hard sometimes when we do commentate and you have certain players come up in certain situations, and I think anytime Claire Sullivan comes up or Abby McClellan, you kind of just go quiet because you're like,
Yeah, I just want to watch.
Yeah, but I've got to actually talk. And she drives that. Gets a little bit underneath it. She forehands that into centre field. 1 run will score. Hits it too well. Got out there far too quickly. Jared Rogers, the third base coach, is respecting the arm of Megan Haggett, and rightly so. No point getting Lily Kavanagh thrown out of the plate, but that's a good piece of hitting.
Absolutely driven. Megan Haggett was sitting back as you need to when Abby McClellan is at the plate. Kept it in front. Had a little bit of a bobble there, but managed to keep it under control. Makes a good throw. Megan has been busy out there in centre field, but all of her throws have been absolutely on the money.
Jamie Bastian. Sack fly. Score the first run in the first inning. Walked. She's got a couple of RBIs.
And holding the fort behind the dish for the Victorians.
She is, and she shoots that in front of Elodie O'Sullivan in left field. Lily Kavanagh, she will score easily. And that is a 4th run here for the Victorians, and there is still none out. As you were saying before, Amy, you said it yourself, what feels like 2 seconds ago, the 7 runs creep up on you quickly.
Look, they really can. I mean, there's different, obviously, did you know that there are different ways that runs can be scored in baseball?
What?
Yeah, there really are. But more so, you've got 7 runs scored on hits and good hitting, or you've got 7 runs scored on the likes of walks and like moving plays around. These runs so far from Victoria this inning have been scored off great hitting.
Do you know there's about 25 ways to score from third base?
Wow. Only you would know that.
And I don't think I know them all. Maybe we should spend the week seeing if we can bingo card it out.
I was more so thinking the next ad break.
The next ad break. And that's not what WA needs there. I think you could see Ashland just let him know that was on her. Ball getting away on a high pitch. Allowing those runners to move up, and when you've got none out, you've got runners on first and second, you need to keep a force out in play. And Miku Sata, see if she can score another couple of runs. And that is in the dirt. I was going to say Miku Sata actually just won the MVP for the Essendon Baseball Club at the presentation night the other day. She's been a great add-on for them and for the Victorian team, and that's another one. Good thing that Miku is short of stature, otherwise that probably would have gone through her helmet, but no damage. Runners at every corner, which means force out opportunity now.
But, you've got a casual Emmy Saki coming up to bat, so that's tough. I mean, I'm feeling a little bit here for Miane Van Splunda. Tough outing for her on the hill. To her credit, though, she's still throwing strikes, still going at hitters. Maybe just not quite fine enough. But that's hard on your first day. First day of a tournament.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of particularly the first game of a tournament, in the 9 a.m. game. So much nerves, so many nerves out there from everybody, as that's a nice pitch there. Whether it's your first nationals, your last nationals, I mean, I was a nervous wreck in my first at-bat for the Emeralds to my last at-bat to the Emeralds. Like, every time, I'm like, why do I do this? Actually, like, just my insides are knotted up, but that's what we love it.
Oh, I was busy singing on the mound. What are you talking about being?
Yeah, I was busy talking outfield.
Yeah, you're busy talking in the outfield for sure.
You were telling me to shut up. The infield was turning around going, will you shut up? You've got to make your own fun sometimes out there in the outfield. Emisaki, 1 and 2. And when you talk about the WA lineup, they bat Ramsey at 7. Victoria's got Emisaki at 7. We did speak in our podcast series, Women's Baseball Inside Pitch. Girls Who Plays 2 podcast. How does Samantha Hamilton write this Victorian lineup? Because that is the hardest thing.
Absolutely. You've got 9 players here who could probably be your leadoffs. So we have double play opportunity here for WA, and they get it. Great little flip there from Caitlin Einan. Bella Clark at second base.
We spoke how important it is to, obviously we don't want to have extra runners on base, but at least having that walk of Miku Sata put the force out, and a nice flick there from Caitlin Einan. Bella Clark, great job, great throw, footwork quick. Clayton Newman with the stretch, and Emisaki can't beat it out. So very, very important. A run does cross the plate, but right now WA would trade a run for 2 outs in that situation for sure.
The field just looks quite empty right now. Just feel like we've seen a lot of Victorians on base this inning, this game. They're getting their money's worth for this game, that's for sure, on the base paths. But a really nice, really composed play there by WA, and that's what we were saying earlier this inning that we needed to see, as Jazz Bentley grounds this to Caitlin Einan, who comes up with the big league play there. Running play to get her out at first base, and most importantly, get that 3rd out of this inning.
Yeah, as we see there, we've seen a lot of activity for Caitlin Einan at shortstop today, and she's just taken the route of, okay, I don't need to fire a cannon over there. I'm just going to do a nice little throw on the run, kick the can. Peyton Newman, she's over there, and importantly, not another 7 spot for WA. They still trail 13-3, so they're going to need to try and peg a run back or 2 here. Victoria 13-3. Welcome back to Melbourne Ballpark, where we have some of the best in the country, in the world, women's baseballers. And Amy, there's nowhere, you can't be here if you don't start at a club. And you know, in the elite women's, this tournament's just started today, we've got something like 48 clubs represented.
Oh, it's beautiful. I love to hear that. Absolutely love it.
It's a shout out to all the clubs, whether it is our Doncaster Dragons to the Windsor Royals, you got the Blacktown Workers, the Adelaide Angels, the Melville Braves, whichever club it might be that you're started. When we used to play, I think everyone came from the same club. There were so few clubs giving women a go, and now we've got dozens and dozens upon dozens around the country. And I just love that. We've got the Frankston Tomatoes, we've got the Runaway Bay Dolphins. It is just amazing. So if you are watching this and you're not playing baseball, what are you doing? Sign up, find your nearest club.
Now, Amy, you pay me for the big bucks here to come up with your fielding changes.
Do I pay you big bucks?
You do pay me big bucks to notice all the fielding changes, which is a bit easier from elevation than we get here.
Even without your glasses.
Here in the booth.
Well
Even
done.
without my glasses, but I have spotted a fielding change for Victoria.
What have you got for me?
We have Ruby Dale coming in to second base. Nalumi Kanmatani having a rest as Chloe Atkinson is in the box.
Well, there we go. Ruby Dale. We know Ruby Dale from third base. We've seen it catch. I would hazard a guess to say Nalumi may be in the pitching ranks later today as Atkinson takes a big hack at that. Curveball from Abby. Ali. It's too many Allies and Abbies and Lilies and Madisons at this event. Too many Amy's in this commentary booth.
You stole the words out of my mouth. Too many Amy's.
Everyone at home shaking their head going, yes. Oh, and she swings around that outside pitch. And Emi Saki with the scoop and the throw to Abby. Ali to Emi to Abby to get Chloe. Amy, good play.
Oh, we were saying before how Emi Saki just makes plays that aren't routine look routine, and that is not a routine play for a third baseman. That's a slow roller going through the dirt. She's had to charge it. She's had to set her feet and make a good throw with, Chloe Atkinson. Yes, she's a catcher, but she's not slow up the line, that's for sure. And, she made that play look easy.
Tell you, catchers who can run. Rio Bradley. If you haven't watched... If you're watching this live or on replay, go back and watch day one, game one. Rio Bradley, absolute day out. Amy, behind the dish with the bat and on the base pass. She is putting her hand up. I know we've spoken about it. There's a lot of wood and a lot of heads popping out of it this year. It's a World Cup year. Everyone's back, but I'm all for it. I am all here for everyone being back, and I think we're in a golden era of catchers. Seems like everyone wants to be a catcher.
Goodness, yes, there are so many catchers out.
We had 28 girls put down catcher at Legacy in January. It was like a queue that went for the whole line of the field. We were
That's a lot of catching gear.
That's a lot of catchers.
Megan Haggett takes a great hack through that pitch there. She was looking, not sure which flag she was looking to put that one at, but she's trying to get her team back in this game. They are 10 runs down here. You're not going to do it by hitting home runs. You're going to do it by playing that station to station. Everyone hits it. Everyone comes up to bat this inning. Baseball.
We spoke earlier. I spoke with Eric as well. Today's the double header for WA and for Victoria. So it's an interesting... Continue this once this very high fly ball is caught by Abby Kelly. That was a major league pop-up from Megan Haggett. That is the second out here. WA has a double header now. If the game continues the way it's going, they have the break. Victoria goes straight into the other game. I mean, there's an added advantage. You don't have to clear your stuff out of the dugout. But I guess personally for you, Amy, what did you prefer? But from a strategic standpoint right now, Victoria would want to run into the next game in form, and I think WA need to settle and regroup.
Absolutely. I mean, it really depends on what's happening. Check swing there called not going for Ashlyn Morris. First pitch of her at-bat. She's coming up with a different bat, this at-bat, I believe. And it pays off with a line drive hit. Hits the trampoline out there in left field, but Jazz Bentley was also on that trampoline to jump up and snag it before it jumped over her head. We have a 2-out single to left field for Ashlyn Morris to keep WA rolling in this inning.
And she gets to, courtesy of the speed up rule, the catcher, if there's 2 out, hands it over to a catcher from youth ranks. And we see she's got, by all accounts, Amy Cannington without her glasses is telling me she has a new bat. And if that is the case, I'd be sticking with that one because that was a nice piece of hitting from Ashlyn Morris. So we see Bianca Ramsey, B. Ramsey. Ooh, just gets fisted back on that one. Nearly hit Samantha Hamilton in the head down there. Come on, coach.
Where are those benchies?
I was about to
save
say,
the coach.
I'm looking at Ash Patton and Paula Doherty. Protect the coaches. Too funny. I wonder how many lollies have been eaten down there by those benchies. It's always the hard thing to not eat too many lollies on
I
the bench.
saw Jess Johnson all into the sour Skittles down there as I was walking past as I got here. So she was starting early.
Well, we do miss Jess Johnson, was part of our commentary crew last year, courtesy of, I was the only one about to give birth last year. Both you and Jess welcomed new bubs into the world after last year, but she didn't want to come back. She wanted to go back out in the field.
Yeah, I don't blame her. Good on her. I think she had approximately 7 days off to give birth, and then she was back in the gym and back down out on the field.
Hours. She was back at CrossFit in about 7 hours, I reckon it was.
Good on her. It's another foul ball gets hit into the Victorian dugout by Bianca Ramsey.
No, yes, as you said, Jess Johnson and Brittany Baker, the two playing mums of our nationals. Little Mums Are Players 2 shirts we made for Mason and Bellamy. The cutest thing. There wasn't a dry house at training when they were running around with those on.
It was very cute.
Very, very cute. We'll have to organise a couple for you.
Yes, please. That would be great. Oh!
Shot to left from B. Ramsey.
All those foul balls keeping herself alive paid off because she's just picked herself up a base hit.
And keeps the WA inning alive, which we said it's just got to keep this alive. And I'm not sure where the pitch count, obviously Ali does not have a pitch count as far as a youth pitch count, but where her pitch count would be, what would you be thinking a pitch count as we see a replay there? She kind of got caught back in the box there, but still did enough to muscle that out into the left field. Jazz Bentley just with the easy field. But, yeah, what would you be thinking as a starter, one of the aces? I mean, I honestly don't know who is the ace on the Victorian team, but what would you be hoping to see them do or not do with Ali today?
Look, I mean, they've got enough pitching that they can say, hey, here you go, have your 80 to 90 pitches and then have 3 days off. And then come out for another outing. They've got that luxury. I can actually see some action in the bullpen. I think that might actually be Brittany Baker. Down there. Don't quote me.
What?
Don't quote me, but I think I'm right.
You don't have your glasses on. So I'm going to... Guess what I brought this year?
Is that a sign for how your eyesight's going, Ava?
No, I bought binoculars this year because when they're all got their hoodies on, that is definitely Brittany Baker. Yeah. It is a long way down there. And when you don't see their numbers and you don't know shapes of all of them, well done. You should leave your glasses at home. More often.
Look, I like
to
to give myself a bit of credit. I can tell people's throwing actions.
Yeah, no, you can pick a Brittany throwing action from... We're about 350 feet away. Just outside there from Ali. So
look, going back to that pitch count and things for Ali, I think that keeping her, what are we into now? What inning are we in? The bottom of the third.
Bottom of the third.
This seems like the bottom of the third is early in the game, but it's been a long game. So I think that she gets out of this. I think we'll see a new pitcher coming in the next inning, especially taking the score into consideration.
Exactly
We
right.
need to make sure that, or Victoria needs to make sure that they're getting multiple pitchers into the game if the game is finishing before that 7 innings.
Also, potentially good opportunity as Ali fires that shot. Oh, Emi Saki saves a run. The Los Angeles signee, Otani, who Saki, you, Emi Saki. Oh, that hurts if you're a WA fan.
That sure does. Again, not a routine play for a third baseman. That one is hit hard down the line, and Emi Saki comes up with it and has enough time to beat the runner to third base and get that third out. What a play. I would say that's one of the best plays that we've seen in this game.
I'm telling you now, Emi Saki is going to be everyone's favourite player by very quickly in this tournament. And as I said, I think one of Samantha Hamilton's hardest jobs is where does she play her? Because I would take her and play her in centre field, but you play her at short, you play her at third, and that's why. That is absolutely fantastic. And as we said, it's we will go to the break and we'll see. There might be a few batting changes. You never know. You might get a few people get a few at-bats with this scoreline. But we will take a break. We'll be back in a moment.
Let's have some fun today.
Win or lose, always do your best. Good job. Here we go, kid.
Let's do this, girls. We got this.
Let's get the bats going. Find yours. Find yours. Get there, baby. Get there, kid. 1, 2, 3. Let's go, Gordon.
For Victoria, number 99, Ruby Dale.
Welcome back. We have the number 99 making her first appearance in the box. This is Ruby Dale from the Newport Baseball Club, which is so close to where we are. Our teams could be using it as a warm-up field. Ruby Dale is... I'm glad she's chosen baseball. She's a very, very good footballer in the VFL or in the Victorian football ranks, the AFL style. She's as is Ash Patton. Ash Patton has moved from Canberra. She's now in the Victorian team. Ash Patton is been juggling her VFL trainings with the Victorian state team trainings. She was talented enough to do 2 sports. I was only just talented enough to keep up with baseball.
Same.
No, you did softball. Very, very credentialed, well-credentialed softballer.
Oh, yeah, in my youth, that's for sure. As Ruby Dale just comes up and says, I'm just window shopping and I'm going to jog myself up to first base on 4 straight pitches.
It's always so hard when you come in off the bench and it's a score like this. You're like, I want to strike. But great job from Ruby Dale to tick it over to Abby Kelly, who could be 3 for. Did go down as an error on that shot that we thought was a hit that Caitlin Inan laid out and robbed Abby Kelly of a 3 for. But she has a chance to pick up a 3rd hit here. She has a double, she has a single. Some runs, some RBIs. I've been watching Abby Kelly. I think having Lily Kavanagh back and having the likes of an Emi Saki, I think, has sparked Abby Kelly. And I think we're seeing, it's almost like an Abby Kelly. I think we saw an Abby Kelly 2.0 when she had an injured arm and she had to play first base. It's almost like we've gone Abby Kelly 3.0. Some of the stuff she's been dealing on the mound and the way that she's been hitting and playing, I think we've seen a refreshed Abby Kelly, and I think that's so exciting for women's baseball.
It so is. She's been so good for so long. She's been, one of those top players in Victoria and in Australia for, goodness.
A decade, easy.
Yeah, absolutely. So for her to be back to wanting to continue to improve her craft and not just be happy to be at the level that she was and has been for so long. I think that's as you said, it's really exciting. Really excited for her for that moving into Australian team selection, and it's only going to make everyone work harder and everyone, be fighting for those positions on this next Australian squad.
It is, and we're going to have a pitching change here. Me and a Van Splunder will head into the...
Get your binoculars out.
Going to get my binoculars out as I do want to continue this story as we see coming in. Binoculars are not working with me. We talk about, and you're a classic example, Amy. You were a catcher for Victoria, a catcher for club ball, and you have you have evolved into a pitcher for the Emeralds, which is just absolutely unheard of. And I think that the ability to reinvent yourself in a game that is so hard to actually just...
Number 6, Grace Spano.
Which I can hear the announcers there. We were in our story time. But yes, this is Grace Spano. Spud. User by her correct name. Her name is Spud. She joined the podcast with us. But Amy, I think it's one thing to get to the top. It's one thing to get to the Emeralds, to a World Cup. It's another thing to stay there. And I think over time, I myself had to evolve as a player. I had a lot of speed in the first half of my career, and then you lose some speed, you get smarter. My career evolved. You yourself, as you said, you were a national champion as a catcher, and knees don't work, and you could have easily just packed it all in or continued as a catcher, and you've evolved into a 3-time World Cup pitcher. And I think that's the thing is, players go, they evolve, and that's what excites me about Abby Kelly. She could just have sat back and gone, I'm Abby Kelly. I'm just going to hang my hat on my 2016 World Cup performance, or hang my head because I have a sore arm. And she's like, no, Lily Kavanagh's back. Emi Saki's here. I want in. I want to be back in the Emeralds. I just don't want to be picked because of my name. I want to be picked because of my talent. And as you said, so exciting for women's baseball, and exciting to see Spud on the hill. One of the 10 returning members of the 2023 WA Championship winning side. Spud she's actually here in the crowd last year. Travels a bit for work, but she's back now. She's got the white pants down to the white cleats. I'm digging that.
I'm digging the pitching action. It's, she got the hair that flies over her arm with her as she releases the ball. That one gets away, and let's see the runners advancing.
Runners advance.
Not the greatest pitch to RB, saying that I'm digging the pitching action. I think that one was a bit rushed. So, it's finding that happy medium between not taking too long on the mound, but making sure that your mechanics are sound. And she came back that pitch and was able to come back with a strike. So she obviously felt that one come out of maybe the side of her hand, or she might have driven with her legs to the plate, and she's made that correction for that very next pitch, which is what you need to do as a pitcher. That was a nice pitch, just missed the bottom of the zone for Kira to take a walk, loading the bases, bringing Lily Kavanagh up to bat.
Haven't seen the best from Lil so far. She's sandwiched a sacrifice fly with a couple of hard shots to shortstop. Feel like, again, players warming up. Lily Kavanagh, she warms up as the week goes on, and she does. That is a nice piece of hitting straight up the middle. Another ball to Megan Haggett in centre field. Let's talk about the hot corner at third. It's the hot spot out in centre field, and Lily Kavanagh, I love that, because we know how proud a player Lily Kavanagh is, and she'd be wanting to give us a Lily Kavanagh double or triple. And she does exactly what her team needed. Ticks it over to Abby McClellan.
who takes the first pitch into centre field that drops just in front of Megan Haggett. Good base running by Lily Kavanagh, making sure that she was still able to get to second base before the force play comes in. Base shot for Abby McClellan. RBI, advance the runners, kept the Victorian team ticking over and keeping Megan Haggett warm out there.
Megan Haggett is very warm out there, and Abby probably just missed that, but such is her power. She still gets to deposit that out into the front of the centre fielder, and look at that. The two walks are in. There's still one over at third base, and bases loaded still with Jamie Bastian.
Comes off the side of Ashley Morris's gear.
Good base. Sorry to interrupt. That's good base running from Kira Kuwamoto, because the line of the angle that she has, she can't see from a depth perception. It's hard to see how far that ball's gone down.
Yeah, directly in line with where she's running.
Exactly. And then we know, everyone knows, I saw WA out here, they were all bouncing balls, everyone's throwing balls against the back fence. They all know how fast it comes back. And again, that's a great piece of base running, her leads. Kira Kuwamoto, they are up by 12 runs, and she's doing everything she can to try and get the run down there. That's why she, for me, was the team MVP last year. And has the best pants at Nationals so far. You're wrong, Amy. When you get your glasses on, you'll realise how wrong you are.
Okay. That one gets past Morris again. She's copping it back there. I want to hit her shoulder. There's nothing you can do as a catcher when that bounces up and hits your shoulder.
Catches.
You're right. You do that first visit to the field after you fly in to a national championship. You come and you roll the balls down the line to see which way they're going to roll on a bunt. You throw the balls to all angles of the backstop to see where they're going, to make sure that you've got yourself the best possible, knowledge of the field. I mean, everyone has played here for a few years, but Ashley Morris hasn't. Big swing there by Miku Sata. Goes foul.
Yeah, all the outfielders were out there throwing balls. There was a couple practicing. It's funny, there was a couple sort of jokingly practicing jump, robbing home run catches. And I'm like, well, with the amount of girls that can actually go deep and go yard here, I would be too. So another one there in the ball, in the dirt from Spano. Just got to be making an adjustment to get... Look, pitching is just that easy. It's just trying to make an adjustment to get it out of the dirt. We've seen a few now. Ashland hasn't been able to handle. So none out. Runners move to second and third. Scoreboard is getting away now very rapidly. And that is a shot just past third base, and that will be an easy run for Abby McClellan to cross the plate. And that is another RBI for Victoria. Miku Sata with her second hit. That's the third time she has reached today. She has had a very solid day at the plate, has the number 6, and she brings up Emi Saki, who look, you and I, Amy, we've played in Japan many times. I was fortunate enough to live and play there, and Emi Saki just giving a nod to the umpire every time she comes up to bat. I love it.
That's some nice fancy footwork there to get out of the way of that ball.
She's probably the team's best dancer too. No, who would be the team's best dancer? Jazz, maybe Lily. I think all of WA, they're like Queensland. They have the vibe of just the whole team.
They sure do. Dance off.
Oh, dance off.
If, touch wood, I don't want one, but if we get a rain delay, dance off.
Yes. What were we supposed to do? You and I had one of the challenges. We were gonna wrap off, weren't we?
I thought we were just going to go steal the snacks at the teams.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And that's a strike. We were going to raid the snack benches.
Have to get past all the grapes.
Yes, wonder how New South Wales is going with their grape search. Apparently Victorian grapes are the best. That's how you win gold. You eat lots of grapes. New South Wales, that's their secret sauce. I do love a grape, frozen grape too, in summer.
Ooh, frozen.
Just can't let your dogs have them. It's not good for them.
The mum in me goes, that's a great choking hazard.
I just said you can't let dogs have them. Oh, well, we've got our children of our own ways, and it's another walk. Bases loaded again. There are 5. It's hard to read the scoreboard from here because the sun is out.
It is.
It's come back from its Easter long weekend break.
I feel like I need my sunglasses with these gold WA shirts, but I'm still loving it.
They're very bright.
But we know WA, they won't be bright by the end of the tournament because
Nope.
they throw themselves around like nothing else.
This is Jazz Bentley.
The 8th Victorian hitter up to the plate this inning.
Jazz Bentley, one of the. It's funny, you look at the names like your Jazzes, your Abby Kellys, and your Lily Cavanagh, and you forget, and Jamie Bastion, you forget, like, because they've been around the state team for so long now. They came through the youth ranks too. Abby Kelly has won multiple awards across elite and junior ranks. And we know that, like, the team 2018, when the Victorian team won, when Jen Beacom struck out about 11-7 people in that final. And there's, like, the chunk of these girls from the WA team that won that youth nationals. It's like now they're all the superstars of our current game, as Jazz Bentley takes another walk. So we're now 1 run away from another Mercy inning.
What are the Mercy rules inning-wise? Putting you on the spot here.
So it's 10 after 5, but it's 8. It's also 8 after 6.
So we'll definitely have another inning here.
Well, oh yes, there's no Mercy after 4.
Okay. Just thinking for Brittany Baker's sake out there warming up.
Yeah.
I do think that we'll have that.
She may need to do a bullpen
pitching change.
Need to do a pen in the bullpen. I would say Ali Beberay. She does not have... Ali Beberay's husband's the head coach of the youth team, and he has a heated jacket. It's one of those ones you plug like it's like one of those tradie ones. So I wonder if she's stolen that off Dan, because Dan let me use that to commentate at the Geelong showcase, and it was the best thing ever. That's a shot from Ruby Dale into right field, and that'll score a couple of runs. It doesn't need to score a couple, but that's a great throw from Bianca Ramsey. That is 7 runs, and Ruby Dale, she came in for Kamatani in this inning and got a walk, and now picks herself up an RBI and a hit. Amy, not a good inning if you are a black and gold fan, but Victoria starting to get to use a lot of their players, and opportunity for them to now to settle into. Both these teams have a double-header, and this double-header day is starting to look like it's going very differently for both sides.
Look, it really is. Not too many changes here for Victoria. Not all of the players are out on the field yet, but I do see Lily Simpson coming into right field. And Brittany Baker is on the mound.
There is a fantastic sign that we probably can't read. It just says, "It's Britney."
If you are old enough to know the Britney Spears song that it talks about,
I've bleeped myself out.
We love it.
We do. There's a massive Footscray Baseball Club. Footscray Baseball Club is back, baby. So Brittany Baker, Abby McClellan, Emmy Saki and Ash Patton, they're the Footscray Baseball Club representatives. They're just around the corner here. So they've just driven under or over the Westgate Freeway to come down here. And as we said, Bellamy is probably in the crowd cheering on his mum.
He sure is. I've already seen him.
You've already spotted him.
Yeah.
He had a great... I wonder if he left any. They actually did an Easter egg hunt for him on Sunday morning at the training here, and it was just... everyone had a lot of fun. He might still be eating them all, but if... knowing kids, they would all be gone by now.
I've got Easter eggs in my bag for us for during the game break.
I
Mac?
still haven't had... oh, and he's got his Mums Are Plays Too shirt. Oh, I love it. Little Mums Are Plays Too. I still haven't had an Easter egg.
Well, after this
This
game.
Easter.
It's happening.
So exciting. Although eating chocolate, coffee, alcohol, that's not good for commentating. So, but I'm not calling the next game, so I'm just going to raid your bag. Here we go. She's back at a Nationals. It's Brittany Baker. And that, oof.
Beautiful pitch. That's a beautiful pitch. She's got some velocity in there. I love it.
And the low arm angle, it comes out low and stays low. She gets so low in the crouch, Amy. It's not a sidearm. It's like she's a squat arm.
But that's always how she's thrown.
Yes.
You know, there are some players who pitches like that as she gets a ground ball that comes off her glove, goes up the middle to Abby Kelly, who comes over and tries to make a play and gets there.
Woo!
What a start.
Let's have a look at this replay. Oh, and that's a chop. And I think it just, as you said, it just came off Brittany Baker's glove. So Abby Kelly, she's going to a left. She has to correct. She goes to a right, throws across the body and comes up. Bella Clark, she needs to call the police. I think she has been robbed. But great play by Abby Kelly. And that ticks it over to the top of the lineup. Elodie O'Sullivan gets underneath that. It's another Elodie O'Sullivan special, Amy, to right field. And we have Lily Kavitz, Lily Simpson with the basket catch. Simo is in the field. She's got wheels. Few would have gotten to that ball, but Simo does.
Look, that did get some air, that's for sure, as we see this on the replay. But it's that outside high pitch that Elodie O'Sullivan loves going after, heading to right field. She normally hits them to the warning track. She just got under this. As you said, Simo's got some wheels out there. I feel like we've got 3 Lilies in the outfield here. And we've got 2 out, and Caitlin Einan up to bat. She hit one off the top of the wall last at bat. So just going to stop talking for a minute and watch.
Oh, she was looking to go over the spot. I think we need to go out and get her to sign what I think will be a dent in the wall. She was chasing, I was writing down the Elodie O'Sullivan single, and I look up and the ball's bouncing off the fence. She's the GOAT. Oh,
beautiful swing there.
I think there's a little bit extra in this at-bat from Caitlin Einan. I think she's probably looking at the scoreboard. She's had some Sports Centre plays. She's had some not Sports Centre plays. I think she's probably getting a bit of frustration out with her swings. We've all been there. Can't wait to head over to the US this July to watch the Emeralds, which I started picking my team. I'm just going to let everyone know. I've picked Caitlin Einan, but I'll be watching Caitlin at the World Cup, and then I'm going to hang on and do some sneaky days at the WPBL. Can't wait to see. Got 4 Aussies at this point in there. And I'm not sure what's going on with that newspaper bat, but that did not sound good. But that was a good catch by Lily Simpson. Comes into the game. Gets a bit of action out there with 2 catches.
And that's 3 up, 3 down for the, return for Brittany Baker up on the mound.
It's Brittany Baker. We love seeing Brittany back in. She's a veteran now. Great bit of outfield work from Simo. One of the best, in my opinion, one of the best fielding outfielders the country has at the moment. What she can get to is just astounding. And it's not easy out there today with the wind. As we can see, the flags in right field, some of them are doing stuff, then it just changes the whole way we go across the field. It would be... it's a lot easier to talk about the outfielders sitting up here in my cushy palatial commentating booth.
Warm.
It's look, shout out to the stud, the legend, the man, Eric Bolner. We would not be here if it was for him, but in the first game, he had the window open, Amy. Whew. And I didn't know what to say. I let him leave it open, and yeah, there was a lot going on. But, Amy, we're here all week. You are here
Kind
not
of.
all week, but
I'm not. Yes, fortunately and unfortunately, I'm actually moving house
you're
this
moving.
week.
It's come at very bad timing. You know what's bad timing is you actually miss No More Day.
I do. I'm very sad about that. No More. The No More Foundation is something that I am very close to. Dr. Charlie King from the Northern Territory. I used to live in the Northern Territory. Created the No More.
She's the Debbie
campaign. So yes, I've had a fair bit to do with the No More campaign. Love the No More campaign. The No More Day every year here at Women's Nationals. But unfortunately, I will miss it this year.
That is why you're wearing your orange today, for the Roos and for No More. And Abby Kelly, and she looks like she might have got her third hit of the day. She has reached in every one of her 5 at-bats. She has a double, a single. She got robbed by a Sports Centre play by Caitlin Inan, a walk, and now I would say a single there. Abby Kelly, I'm just going to say Abby Kelly. Oh, Abby Kelly playing this well at the top of the lineup is just great things for Victoria, great things for Australia. And Simo, she swings at the first pitch, and that might get in there, but no, they've got to hag it out there.
She's had a few opportunities out there to get her eye into. She's fielded about 15 balls, I think. I'll count. I'll get back to you on that.
As Regan O'Reilly in that earlier game had. Yeah, Megan Haggett has been busy. So 1 out. So that was Lily Simpson coming in for Kira Kumoto into right field, into the 2-hole. This is Lily Kavanagh. She's had a bit of everything today. She's had a sack. She's had a fielder's choice. She reached on error. She's got a RBI and a single.
And a very long foul ball.
And a very long foul ball. And she shoots this into the gap. Megan Haggett, Megan, she gets to everything, not everything. But, oh, my goodness. I don't know if you can play. Well, she's probably complaining at the scoreboard. But, Megan, you would not be cold out there. That is for sure. Lily Kavanagh picks up her second hit. And Abby McClellan, just like Abby Kelly, she has reached every time. 2 walks, 2 shots to Megan Haggett in centre.
I can confirm Megan Haggett has had 10 balls this game.
Do you know there was a Nationals? I had 5 balls, the whole Nationals. It was 2004 in Tamworth. I had 5 plays the whole week. That's why I talk to myself out there. You've got to make your own fun sometimes.
Must have had a pretty good pitching staff.
Oh, yeah, we did. We didn't win that Nationals, though.
Ashley Morris has just copped one potentially in the throat on that one.
Oh, Amy, I just tipped my cap. Why do you do it?
Look, it's one of 2 best positions on the field, the other one being pitching. I like them both equally. As we can see this here, that ball is just spiked and, it got under the helmet. Got to keep your head down, but it's hard to do sometimes, and that hurts.
I have a question for you, Amy. You have quite the resume in the baseball world. Obviously, dual national champion with 2 states, 3-time Emerald pitcher. But as we said, you are I think one of the best catchers as a lefty. Crazy. But you played softball as well. Did you catch in softball?
I did,
yeah.
yes.
So what's harder? Is it softball because it's so much closer and faster, or is it the ball that makes it worse in baseball? Like, I just have so much respect for catchers. I
don't know. I don't know which is harder. They're both harder for different reasons. Obviously, calling a game is a lot different in softball to baseball because the pitches move in such a different way. A lot of the skills are transferable. Like blocking is the same, but it's just the different way that the ball moves and moves when it hits the ground as well because of the different spins on the ball. So that's probably the hardest thing, is reading and reacting to those different ways that the ball is moving, especially off the ground. I came into baseball as someone who, was very good at blocking. protecting the ball and keeping it in front of me was something I was very good at as a catcher.
Yep.
But, yeah, I mean, whilst we say it's easy, that one skims Abby McClellan's jersey on the way through.
She will not be happy with that, getting hit by a pitch when you're up by 17 runs. And Abby herself, a catcher, cruelled by knee injuries, Abby McClellan. Still catching, but Amy, know what catching does to your knees?
I sure do, yes. I was told that if I wanted to walk by the time I was 40, I needed to stop catching. So I went and became a pitcher.
Yes, that's the only reason I stopped my budding bullpen catching career
on the crate.
On the crate at Doncaster was my knees. No, it wasn't my lack of catching skills at all. But here another catcher, catches everywhere. Jamie Bastian. Oh, that's why I loved playing centre field, because I'm as far away from the ball as possible. I'm not going to get injured. If I get injured out there, it's probably my own fault.
I do love outfield as well. And I love playing first base as long as you don't hit the ball to me on the ground. Don't like the fielding part. Love the catching, love making the plays, love the stretches, love the, chatting to my fielders, but ground balls, ew. Jamie Bastian skies this one to Elodie O'Sullivan, decides, no, Megan Haggett, you've had enough. And she comes across and snags that catch. Great communication there, as Haggett was kind of going for it as well.
Look, I'm going to pull my centre field rank there, and I'm going to go, I think Elodie's like, you know what? You've had enough, but I'm going to pull my centre field rank and say the way you're running across left to field the ball to make the throw to home, the centre fielder has the run on in there.
I mean, agree.
But Megan... Looking by that, Megan doesn't look like she's going to catch it, but I think she held up because Elodie caught it. Look, at the end of the day, they're catching it, and it's getting the out when you're down by 17 runs. I'm just...
playing devil's advocate.
I'm playing coaching the outfield. I love the outfield, and I was, the centre fielder. I did like catching it. Did like calling off, but not stupidly calling it off, but we know how good Elodie is out there. And she's like, hey, Megan, you've had like 79 plays. Share it around. Oof, that's a nice piece. But Caitlin Einan, she was there, but she couldn't quite scoop it up. Lily Kavanagh, who sadly did her knee at the Lismore Showcase just under 2 years ago, I think is looking as faster than she did 2 years ago here.
Yeah, she has worked really hard to get back and to be fit and to be strong. I see so many, videos of her in the gym lifting heavy weights, and you can see that she is looking strong and fit.
Yeah, we spoke to her on the Girls Plays 2 podcast, and I think we could have a whole episode on Lily talking about her recovery and how she said the first year was easy, but it was when she was given the almost clear to play and then the clear to play, it was just like that last bit took forever and not wanting to rush everything. And that goes behind Emi Saki. Score now out to 22-3. But I tell you, injuries, we've all had them. Injuries forced you to change positions for the good, for the better of you and the country and women's baseball. But yeah, I think you don't want to hear it, but injuries happen for a reason, but it's how you work back. And Lily Kavanagh is amazing what she's done, and that gets away to the back again.
Diving attempt there by Morris.
Runners will scoot up 90 feet. 3-0 now to Emi Saki, who has 3 walks and did hit into a very nice 6-4-3 double play. She will take her 4th walk of the day to bring up Jazz Bentley.
Look, thinking back to the start of this game, it was a very close game. Obviously, the scoreline does not reflect that now. A great pitch there by Spino on the outside. But what we know about WA is this is not going to be the baseball that we see from them all week.
No. And this is what I love. I love that shot from Jazz. But Caitlin Einan, she comes up firing. We saw her fire a couple over the head of Peyton Newman early in this game, but she is found her groove back, Caitlin Ine, and she retires Jazz up the line there. No, I think that's what we love about baseball is that you can go down 22-3 one day and you can come out and win 1-0 the next day. It's what I love about this sport.
We know that WA will come back in their next game of the doubleheader. As you said, I think that the break in between doubleheaders for them is going to be a blessing because they are going to go get warm, have a bit of a chat, and then they're going to be ready to go for that next game. We have a change of pitcher on the hill. I see an Ash Patton.
You, without your
Up
glasses,
there.
you see right. I was sneakily watching her in the bullpen warming up before. And Ash Patton has one of the liveliest arms in Australian women's baseball. She went over as a 16-year-old to the World Cup in Thunder Bay 3 years ago. The second Canberran just by a day to set foot on a mound. Her and Maddie Irwin both in that Emeralds team. Maddie just pipped her on the mound before Ash could get up, but she played. She actually struck out the side in one of her outings against, I think it was Hong Kong, Korea. And look, I faced her a few times this season for Footscray, and
some pep.
A couple of the pitches I was regretting my life choices. I was like, if she comes through the box here, I can't get out of the way. And then if I swing at it, I'm not going to be quick enough to swing. Like it was, she walked me a couple of times one day and I was like, winning! And then she threw a curveball. I'm like, I'm too old for this. She's, as I said, she's doing some football in the VFL as these two, Leah Cornish, Ash Patton, they were together over in Thunder Bay. Will they be together over in Rockford this year? Who knows? All I know is this Australian team, I think there's going to be some solid veterans on this team, but this team is going to be young, it's going to be strong, it's going to be fast.
I love the strength component that is so important in baseball these days. It wasn't as profound back in our day, like, you went to the gym a little bit, but now it is the cornerstone of being an athlete in Australian baseball. You need to be fit, you need to be strong, and that is just really exciting, and we're seeing some really strong young athletes coming through, and it's for the best. As Leah Cornish grounds that over to Abby Kelly at shortstop, making the play over there at first base, Abby McClellan for the first out.
Oh, it's an Abby squared play. We are going to see a lot of Abby square this week. Kelly, as we said, I think we're starting to see some real vintage Abby Kelly this week, and I'm here for it. And vintage Abby McClellan, I can't wait. And it's funny, Amy. Watch these girls. You and I talk about it all the time. We sit here and go, "Were we this good? Were we this powerful, strong, fast? Whatever we want to say." Like I was watching the Victorian team at training a couple of weeks ago, and my jaw was on the ground. I'm going, we were not this good. I don't know. Like, we're different. It's just, I love comparing eras, and we're now into different eras, and it was a different game. Like, we were a different game then. And we were good. I know we were. Obviously, we were. We won a couple of medals at a World Cup. We won. Yeah, but I love seeing the game evolve. I love seeing, like, Ash Patton. Like, she knows she needs to work on her location. And when she does, she throws a strike there, and another one. Abby squared. It's just Ash knows she needs to work on that she's got the velocity. She needs to work on the location, and when she does, I've faced it myself. She's hard to get a handle on.
That's a great play there by Abby Kelly, as you said. I'm here to see all of those. Give me another 15 of those, please, just to watch. But on the flip side, just excited for the talent that we're seeing here.
Yeah.
Crowd is gathering here.
I know. I was just looking at that. I'm like, do they know something we don't know? Because Next up, it's a Vic game. It's a Vic double header. So right after this game,
I'm seeing lots of South Australian
Vic
hats.
South Australia. It's Vic South Australia. So I think maybe is everyone, the anticipated debut of Alice Brown. Do we see it against Victoria, Amy? Do you think we see Alice Brown straight out of youth against Victoria?
Nah. I think they need
Tend to agree with you.
They need to keep her for the games that they need to win. Obviously, they want to win against Victoria, as Megan Haggard is building her at bat here. 3 balls and 1 strike.
We have seen 2 straight out of youth in each of these first 2 games. Hannah Elliott, Maddie White. Maddie White not known for pitching. She is a catcher, outfielder, so you never know. Will we see the great Alice Brown?
As I said, I don't think so. I don't think that's the best coaching move for South Australia for this game against the powerhouse that is Victoria. I think that she's better suited to a long outing against a Queensland or a Roos team. Not that she's not good enough to pitch against this, but I definitely think that that's a better use of their weapon that is Alice Brown.
Talk about use of a weapon. Emi Saki at third base. And that is the ball game. Looking a little bit like a football score more than a baseball score, but Victoria have sent the first shockwave around the tournament with a massive 22-3 5-run inning, and it is ended on another absolutely made it look easy play. We know it's not. She's got a smile on her face, and why not? She throws it over to Abby McClellan, Amy McCann. I don't know where to start.
You're talking to yourself there.
Amy McCann. Amy, see, there's too many Amy's, there's too many runs.
There's too many colours on your
There's
scores.
too many colours. But for me, Amy Cannington, that was impressive, but standing out to me, starting off with Ali Beberay on the hill, but Abby Kelly is back.
Yep, absolutely. She was phenomenal in the field and batting. Definitely calling that as my MVP for the game. But Victoria went 1-9 with, a couple extras coming in as well, and they all contributed. Far too many walks by the WA pitchers. They need to rein that in to be in contention for those medals later on in the week. But Victoria, wow, what a start to the tournament.
The start to the tournament, the silver medalists from last year, they have a gold and 3 silvers in the last 4 years. They are eyeing off the gold, and they've started in the best way possible, 22-3 over WA. Victoria, they have a quick snack break before they play another game. WA, they have a break. Amy Cannington, I'm Amy McCann. This has been great. I need to have a rest because I'm getting RSI from all of my colours on that scoreboard. See you again soon here at the Melbourne Ballpark.